Okay, I just had a game where my Necro was off lane core, and this guy went no talisman, fair fire, and iron branch without buying any form of regen. So no tangles, no holding self. And I was like, what, right? I mean, it's like in our general norm, if you're going to the offlane and you knew that from the beginning that you're going to the offlane and you don't buy any tangles, like it doesn't really make sense, right? Let me adjust this volume a little bit.
I believe it is safe to say that this one.
So I was wondering, like, how is this possible to itemize like this? And at first, I was playing Rick in this game, so I'm gonna make a lot of commentary on this play. But I was kind of shocked that this guy gave me a new insight about this game, about looking into the game. And I thought first that Necrophos might have, I don't know, he was having an argument with Cobb and he thought he was going to the middle, so he bought this wrong item. But at the end of the game, this guy told me that, like, right here, he's being a little toxic, but he was referring to how this lane was defensive. Like, judging by the lane, they have Spectre and Warlock, so it was 100% Warlock and Spectre top lane. So his argument was that because they are way too defensive, I do not need any regen. It's gonna be fairly easy for me to hit level 2 without any struggle. And if I hit level 2, what does that mean? I have a Death Pulse and I also have the Ghost Shroud. And when it comes that when you're playing the Necrophos and when you hit level 2 that fast, having Fairy Fire makes sense because you're gonna just cast your Ghost Shroud and you eat the Fairy Fire, you suddenly got like what, 145 HP? It's even more than that now that they buffed the Fairy Fire. It's a lot of HP. So that was his argument. And I'm playing Push'em 4 Ricky this game. I bought 2 sentries. The Ogre Magi bought the Observer Ward and he gave it to me. So I have it right now. But my starting item was Venom Ward, 1 set of Tango, and 2 Sentry Ward. And my logic was that I'm putting a lot of emphasis on de-warding the enemy. I know how important it is when I'm playing Ricky that the enemy support do not have a sentry over me. So if I carry just 1 sentry, if I make one mistake, if I let my enemy outplay me and they place down a really good sentry ward placement, a really good timing, they're gonna deward mine and I will end up not dewarding theirs. If that happens, I know that the lane is like pretty much safe to say that the lane is lost. That is why I bought 2 sentries. Just in case I fuck up, I have 2 sentries, so I have one more chance to deward it. So right now I'm just doing the Ricky thing, try to steal the Bound Druid, but obviously I was not fast enough. And I was checking the enemy's item inventory and I saw that Warlock has a Super Ward right here. So he doesn't have a sentry. Nobody has a sentry. So that's pretty crazy to me that they don't have a sentry. It doesn't mean that my itemization is wrong. So right now what I'm doing is I blocked him. I was like telling Necro to come over here. But he knew that I was blocking him. And he's gonna eat the Tango and get out. Alright, the laning is right after this. This is really important. Spectre just almost secured the range grip, so we failed to deny the range grip, so that sucks. But I know how weak Spectre is at level 1 phase. Like, Spectre is like, he's just so bad. He has no dispersion. He's very weak. And Spectre also knows that Ricky is pretty much shit as well at level 1. So we're trading a lot. But what I'm doing now is just try to do my best. Don't worry too much about the lane equilibrium, but deal as much damage possible to Spectre and push him out of the lane. And I also want to stay near Necrophos, so as I am trading last set, as I'm trading the HP hit points with the enemies, also get some benefit from the Death Pulse from the Necrophos. And Necrophos is also kind of shit at level 1. He has like 2 armors, like very slow movement speed. So Spectre knows that, so everybody's abusing each other. And now this is where Spectre is kind of overextending. Warlock is also overextending. Necro died. Warlock is almost dead. He's right here. I was chasing after Spectre. I should have gone for the Warlock. But I was kind of confident that I could hunt down Spectre because I had a Venom Orb. But yeah, I was wrong. Also, I think I should have used my Blink Dagger, the Blink Stick, to cancel Spectre's healing self. So that's something that I want to point out by myself. Like this, I was trading hit points, I was trading HP with Spectre, but because I was standing close to Necrophos, I got healed from his death pulse. That's really important when you're playing pushing for offlane support. So we got the kill, and this is where I quickly have decided that I am useless. I did not have any regen left, and you know it doesn't make sense for me to just stay there. So I quickly TP back to my base, and I bought 2 sets of tango. This is because Necrophos had no tangos. I know how he was confident in just staying this lane without any regen, because you know if you last it, you get a lot of regeneration. So I get it, but I figured that this guy still needs a bunch of regen just to dominate more, just to make himself a little more secured in terms of just surviving through the lanes. Because who knows what's gonna happen if Spirit Breakers gank him and Necrophos is staying about like 50% HP. That means it could happen that he's feeding up some kills to Spectre. So I'm gonna fare some regen, give him some tango. Also, I checked the Warlock's inventory. He now has a 1 sentry, so this my warding placement makes sense here, right? The one that I put on earlier in the game. So now I'm paying attention. Okay, he just put down a sentry here. I'm not placing down the sentry right away because I kind of want the Warlock to eat the sentry ward. So Warlock, I figured the Warlock would not be fast enough to do that, so I did it myself. Now getting regen from eating the ward. It's doubled, right? The time duration and regen amplification. So it's good. I'm just really ready to trade out, but I also wanted to kind of cancel his clarity that was going on, because Warlock's clarity will guarantee that he's going to keep spamming his heal to Spectre. By doing that, they survive the lane. So I was really focusing on canceling his clarity. I was even thinking about diving in under the tower by using my blink strike to cancel the clarity. So I mean, that was my thought process. That's how I think. Okay, so I popped the fortification because I knew that it was time to be aggressive. Our creeps were diving in. We're double waving him. So this is where you kind of want to be careful to not to aggro the tower damage a lot. So we were being kind of careful. Spectre is still here, and he's now gone. We were dealing a lot of damage to the tower. So Spectre is here. I know that I cannot kill him by myself because, you know, Necrophos was low, he was out of position. So I decided to go for the last hit of the range creep. And this is where I know that I'm not going to kill you, but I hate you. I'm just going to click you because I even have Orb of Venom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, Warlock is here. Quickly backing up, just checking his inventory if he has a dust or not. So this is where you have to stop being greedy. Okay, so we killed Warlock, we pressure Spectre, he's now over farming, and it's about to hit minute 5, which means we know that we have to get back. We're gonna farm this crypt, we're gonna secure the both bounty runes, and I'm gonna stand right here just to block the easy camp. This is because by the time I get my bounty rune, because if I don't block that easy camp, if I didn't body block it, at minute 5:15, Warlock can single pull, and that could make him double wave for the catapult, and that could guarantee the Spectre lost it, right? If you guys know what I mean. Spectre is not having good time last hitting, but Spectre will last it like right under the tower. Excuse me. And by doing that, you know, Spectre is guaranteed to last under the tower for 1 wave. So I didn't want him to, you know, pull that single camp. And I also saw the Observer Ward right there, but I didn't have a tango, so I'm not thinking about rewarding it in time. This is something that I like. I initiated really good here. Necrophos is still diving in, he's really confident. I was keep pinging that de-aggro the tower, and now we caught him. I wish I had another tango here. So if I had a tango out of Eat the Ward, I was really scared Spectre might hit me with a dagger, then I'm dead. I got kind of lucky. Okay, so this is where I have to get back to the base, or get back to that. We have a shrine available. So I was asking Necrophos, do you want this? Checking his HP, checking his mana. And Necro said he would rather stay in the lane because, you know, by him staying right there, it means pressure to Spectre. So I'm going to use it by myself. So all those things that are being communicated, I think it matters. This game was kind of fun because I was the only one who was using the microphone, but everybody kind of responded, you know, so it was really fun. Okay, so right now I decided that Necrophos is fine top, like he's having a really good time. He's level 6, but I saw that Juggernaut was kind of struggling. So I put down my sentry right here. And we saw Tree was here. He ran out of the sentry ward range, so we cannot kill him. Well, that sucks. Looks like we missed a chance to de-ward that ward. That sucks too, but by doing this, at least we're giving Juggernaut like free farm. I mean the secured farms. They cannot contest Juggernaut. I was checking how much experience he has left to hit level 6, and I knew that he was pretty much close to level 6. It means power spike, right? So I told Ogre Magi to just go pull, give Juggernaut solo experience, but this is where I've decided that I'll just stay beyond him. I have a smoke screen, and if he gets charged, and if Tree Ant is standing right next to him, Juggernaut is gonna die like this. And if Tree Ant was right next to him, Juggernaut could be dead. So I was worried about him, and yeah, I had to stay right next to him. But yeah, we're talking about how it is really important for us to give Juggernaut solo experience at this stage. He just gave me a ward. Ogre Magi gave me a ward, which means I'm gonna have to be greedy with this ward and place down at the right placement that our team can beneficial. By putting them right there, we can see the Spirit Breaker charging to Juggernaut, so I think that the warding place makes sense. Baiting with the baiting with the runes, but this is where the recent nerf to Riki hurts. So it recently got nerfed like literally like 24 hours ago. It used to be like 40% slow. I'm sorry, 40% mischance. Did they nerf the slow? I'm not even sure, but I know that they nerfed it from like 40 to 10. So that sucks. Oh, so they have a sentry. That gave me a clue. Thank God we have a healing ward. I had double damage, so I wanted to be kind of greedy. And Juggernaut was still not level 6, so that kind of surprised me. I was a little late up on my smoke screen.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Spectre came. But Necrophos also came. Right? Oh, Necrophos is not yet. Well, alright. Alright, right? So, see how Juggernaut was desperately trying to hit level 6, but like trying to last hit the creep in between. That was awesome. I had to buy back here. I figured it is really no big deal, seeing that Juggernaut just hit level 6 and he now has a killing potential. I just felt right about buying back right here. So I just felt back. I don't know. Yeah, I thought this was the right play. We kill Spectre, smoke screen just to make them alone a little bit.
Killing spree. Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
Yeah, you know, maybe I should not have hit him, but my logic was that now that we've overextended this much, we have to secure the kill of Ember. I don't really care of me dying, like even if I buy back, I don't really care. We had to secure the kill of that Ember, so I thought it would make sense for me to just right click him once because I had a Venom Orb and you know it slows him down. So I killed him. But honestly, I was also thinking that it is kind of less likely for Ember to kill me if I just hit him and just disappear inside a tree. But Ember was able to kill me and wreck me so fast because Spirit Breaker charged me and he had a vision, the shared vision of me. So that was what was going on. Yeah, I was a little surprised that Ember killed me like right away, that he killed me so fast. But it all makes sense now. I'm seeing in the replay. This Necrophos is like juking. So this is where I bought Mango before I TP to here. I bought a Mango seeing the Necrophos as well. Smoke screen, gave him Mango, and then ultimate. So I think this is something that I played really beautifully. Yeah. So because I gave him the Mango, he was able to cast his Death Pulse like right before he was about to die, and that was a really good play, right? So this is something that you guys can do when you're playing support. Mango works, sometimes healing self works. It really depends on the lineup, but yeah, that's something that I just figured at the moment. And right now, I knew that Juggernaut had a Ring of Aquila, and yeah, I knew that Warlock was here, but we weren't really interested in killing him, but we were more interested in taking down the tower, because it is really annoying for any team, any composition to take down the tier 1 tower when they are playing against a Treant. Like he's just gonna keep casting the living armor, and just, you know, it's impossible, right? So when you're playing against them, just pay attention to the timer, and if it's a catapult timing, you can use fortification, you can be a little aggressive and try to pull the enemy creep like the way I did, but that didn't work because Warlock played the same way, right? But I'm just saying that that's how my thinking process works. So we didn't kill Ember, but I think what Quap would have done is just initiate first, right? Like get really close to Ember. I'll talk about that later. So this was my defensive smoke. Did anything happen after this? Yeah, Ember came in. Oh, I remember now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That one's real. Spectres, that one's real. I was yelling. Ogre Mage is so fucking tanky. Yeah, so when you're ganking a carry like Ember, you have to double think about your strategy. So I knew that since my smoke screen was not level 4, even if it was level 4, we would have struggled to kill Ember. What Cop should have done is just sort of overextend. Before I initiate, Quap should have overextended. Let Ember use his ultimate, Ember use his chain, like anything. And then when Quap is about to die, I pop the smoke screen right in front of the, right on top of the Ember. And then we kill him, because I have ultimate and Quap has ultimate. That was the way I was thinking, but you know, it's complex. I thought they had a ward here, but they didn't. So, let's talk about my item addition. I think you need to get the Majestic. You don't need to upgrade it to Magic 1, but Majestic is really valuable, like in terms of gold wise. Like, Riki has really small HP and mana pool, so if you just get Majestic, it will benefit you. I guarantee. This item is so good on Riki. If you skip this item, you'll struggle to maintain the mana, and it doesn't make sense. You will always end up getting 10 charges in between the team fights, because Riki will always be in the front line. And Quelling Blade is not for the last hit or farming, but it's for the dewarding. This is where I thought we were doing great by ganking Ember like that, but the enemy team reacted so fast. Honestly, I think they were sort of expecting us to dive in, like judging from how fast they were coming at us. So it kind of surprised me. But I was talking to my allies that this is all good, we die, but it's a gigantic space to Juggernaut. Juggernaut is now getting better free. He's already trying to get tier 2 tower bottom, and also told that Spiritbreaker doesn't have ultimate, so Juggernaut should overextend a little bit. It is safe to engage in, and we got the skill over the Spiritbreaker, so that's really good. And December is not being sarcastic. Yeah, Juggernaut was getting close to battle free. He was having semi hard time in the bottom lane, but I don't think he was having as bad as Spectre. So Spectre had he had nothing. It's kind of surprising that it surprises me that Spectre now has 2.5k gold. Yeah. I think this is the kill that he just got it in the top that is now coming back slowly. Yeah, Spectre got the last hit. Wow, they had a shrine. I'm gonna die here, right? Yeah, I have to die. Nobody can save me. He even does hit me, so I'm gonna die. So before I die, I blossom at him. Recipe for the diffusal blade. It kind of sucks if you do that, right? You want to buy the blade of alacrity first, so it sucks. But I did not want to lose the unreliable gold or whatever that is called. Yeah, Spectre got a lot of gold. He had a really bad time in the lane, but it's no reason to radiance. Not sure if this is the right move, honestly. I don't know. Everyone has a different perspective in looking at the game. Well, So just keep assessing the winning condition like every minute you got when you're playing support. So Juggernaut has battle free. So what I do know is our team is now strong enough to stay as 4 and push objective, and we will do semi-fine. So right now I'm paying that Juggernaut should be solo pushing top, and let's pressure them in the middle. If Juggernaut dies, that means we get a space, and if we die, that means Juggernaut gets some space. And I don't think even if we die, we'll just get wiped right away. We'll end up killing at least one person, at least 2 of them. I guarantee, because we are ahead of the game. We are farm, we were really strong. So Necro's here, smoke screen, pop the dust. So this is where I have to pop my ultimate. The Spectre's ultimate,
Radiant's
and I
bottom
think
tower
Spirit Breaker did use ultimate too. Wall of ultimate, Spectre ultimate, so that's a lot of commitment, right? This looks bad, but I knew that Juggernaut is intact, like, and Quap is here. So Quap is gonna get the kill of the Ember, he's gonna get the kill, so this is not bad, right? Juggernaut was about to kill someone? Oh, Juggernaut was chasing over after 3 rounds, but he got juked. So that's fine. So now that we have a catapult, this is something that we're communicating. We have a catapult and Juggernaut's here, he have Aquila, we have another wave coming, and 3 of the heroes are dead. It looks like they're not gonna buy back, so Ogre Magic have the Bloodlust to the catapult, and we're gonna go for that. So you see how that works? So before then, like when I had a lot worse MMR, if I die like that, my mind did not work the way that it was working in this game. I knew that when I died, and Necrophos was about to die, it really was okay. I could clearly visualize that Quap can come in and clean up the mess. And Juggernaut still was saving ultimate and nobody was touching him, so I knew that something would happen and they will get the kills back. So this is the thing that you guys should learn when you're about 3k MMR, 4k MMR. Because when I was 4k, I couldn't do this. I just couldn't visualize this. And when I started to gain some insights, I became a better player. Blink in, smoke screen, and dead, right? Just easy, clever, classic Riki gank. And this is actually one of the reasons why I picked Riki this game. I think they first picked Amber, so I was like, it doesn't look like support Amber. If it is support Amber, it is retarded. And if you're playing core Amber, like mid Amber, safe lane, you're gonna get fucked by Riki, right? Because Amber is the one who really does not buy for stuff, who really doesn't have any way to kite the smoke screen. So I was keep paying attention if you're gonna has any way out of it. And I was getting close to him. And I think he is dead, because Spirit Breaker was saving ultimate. Yeah, so Juggernaut cannot TP out. That was a close one though, and he's gonna die. And our team is now pushing bottom, as you can see in the minimap. But I'm not sure if that was the right move, because Spectre was alone. So I was drawing the minimap that Necrophos could just come here or TP to the top lane, and this guy's dead 100%. That's something that I'm telling to my team as I'm pinging, like, yeah, I think you have to do this. It's a little bit of excessive ping to communicate with the team. Spectre's here. This is where I have to engage in. Smoke screen. Never try to, like, when you're playing Riki, never try to put your skill to the perfection, if that makes sense. So if you're waiting too long, if you are like kind of just juggling a little bit and hesitating, like you're playing Dota wrong. Just use it, okay, and see what happens next. Okay, it's minute 20, so I'm gonna use my TP scroll because none of my allies were near the bottom bounty runes, so I have to do this myself. Secure both bounty runes, and I also use my scan right here, as you can see in the minimap, to see if anybody was there. And when I used it first, as soon as I got my bounty rune in here, nobody was there. And as I was walking there, as I was looking up top, then somebody came in, so I knew that I could get it. So that's one way to utilize your scan. Okay, I got my Diffusal Blade right now. So this is my build of playing Riki when I play MS level 4. Sorry, pushing 4. I don't think getting face boots or getting a bunch of like Aquila Wraithband, it makes sense. It's basically saying that I'm gonna be staying in the lane, and if something happens, I will engage in and I can kill you because I have a lot of stats, and then I will farm the Diffusal Blade. But my build is where when I play Riki, I really don't want to farm the lane by myself, especially when I'm playing against Spirit Breaker. It's kind of suicide, like you're basically asking me to kill me. So I played him as a roamer type. I will skip roaming around the map, play him as support, the classic support, offlane supporter, which means I was supporting Necrophos this game. So secure his XP, secure his level, secure the lane, and when I thought Necrophos was safe enough, strong enough to just stay in the lane alone, then I rotated to the bottom, then I rotated to the mid, right? So that's how I think Riki should be played at Potion 4. There are some times when you should buy a bunch of stat items and 3 Wraithbands, 1 Aquila, face boots, so, power threads, and magic wand, and you aim to get Diffusal Blade by minute 20. That also makes sense, but
Radiant's bottom
That is
tower
usually
is
when
under
you
attack.
can be convinced of yourself that
Damage.
nobody can really kill you. Even if you're playing Ricky and even if you're staying in the lane, nobody can kill you. Nobody can stop you from farming from minute 5 to minute 10. Then I would get the stats item, but I don't know. There are a lot of higher MMR players that do that, like getting a bunch of stat items as Ricky. But I just don't do that. I'm not sure which is the right answer, but this is my way of playing Ricky. I rarely do that. Okay, so we're gonna get the Roshan. Got the clarity. Ricky does have a mana problem. Even if you get Akula, I think you will have the mana problem. So buying 1 or 2 clarity is good. My next item is actually a Meteor Hammer. And the reason I'm doing this is... okay, so there are 2 ways of playing Ricky, right? In our pub games. So I'm gonna try to break the iron. Yeah, I was trying to make the pathway, but I don't think the enemy was defending. Alright, the 2 ways of playing Ricky in a pub game is you just go Glass Cannon, right? Diffusal Blade, Basher, Yule Scepter, just if you want to play defensive. But usually they get Diffusal Blade, Basher, and Nullifier, and people say that is a norm, but I disagree. So this is where I told my team that somebody should be split pushing top, right? Because you have the Aegis. And by the time Necrophos gets about here, we can join together and team fight. But from the looks of it, I think the enemy team smoked, seeing that Necrophos just TP to the top, and they're now like starting to engage it. So I was prepared to die. I was actually prepared to die, and I thought honestly this was not that bad. But here's something that I want to talk about. Man, that was a good smoke, right? That was a really good smoke by the enemy team. So Juggernaut is now playing the right thing, that he was cutting the enemy, and he did the right thing by disengaging. So what happened was, as soon as they saw the Necrophos TP to the top, they smoked in the base and they engaged in right away. Why? Because they had Spectre's ultimate, they had Warlock's ultimate, they had Spiritbox's ultimate, every one of them had ultimate, and they were confident that even if we have the Aegis, if it's 4 versus 5 fights, they're gonna win the team fight. So, hands down, they made one of the best decisions in this game. That gives me a little bit of goosebumps. So, you know, it's really good play. And this Spirit is not tanky as fuck because he has a Crimson Guard, so he's tanking everything. He survived. And I'm back. So, yup. What's up, Ember? This is how Ember is so bad against Ricky. Like, you just can't get out of the smoke. Get out of the smoke screen, right? I don't know. I think the only way that Ember survives is by getting Aeon Disc or getting only BKB, but that's something that all Embers hates. So I think Ricky counters Ember. So we kill both of them, and now that Juggernaut still has Aegis, I figured that Spectre has no ultimate, Warlock has no ultimate. We should overextend this time and try to get this Rex, because they have Spectre, and you know, whenever you have an advantage, you want to get the objective. So they're here. Spinning a little patience. And wow, that breaker is so fucking tanky, right? He's so fucking tanky. Oh my god. Another smoke screen. I should have used my diffuser blade before I go out, but I was a little so afraid. Diffuser blade on turn. I don't think that really did anything, and now I'm gonna die to the red stand. So that was kind of dumb play. That was a little tunnel vision play by me. I should not have went in when I got out like that. Well, this is where I was telling my team to overextend and kill Spectre regardless, right? Our team was kind of diving in, but this is where I told my team that just dive in, it's really fine. Because by the time you made this much overextension, you have to do something, and we knew that if we kill Spectre, he's gonna buy back. Because if he doesn't, that means we're gonna get the Rex. So that was something that was just going through my mind, and you know, as a push on 5 support, you should do that, because if you're the core players, you can play the game and at the same time calculate everything else. If you're 7K, 8K players, you can do that, but if you're 5K and 6K, I think you will struggle doing the micro and macro thing at the same time. So if you're push on 5 and if you want to keep climbing as MMR, you should do that.
Rune of double damage.
And Aegis was still alive. Juggernaut still had Aegis. It was about to pop in about like a minute or so. So we're trying to do another high ground push. Yeah, Juggernaut still has Tigers. Just trying to decide when is the right time to use my smoke screen. Diffuser Blade. While I'm going down really fast, I'm taking damage from the Golem's Immolation and Spectre's Radiance. So I was really surprised that how fast I was going down. But that was a miscalculation. Oh, Amber had a double damage, that's why. Right.
Dire's top barracks are under
Well, everyone is chasing after each other, and Jonah is left alone. And he decided that this is not worth it, I'm going to TP back to the middle. So I have finally reached the level where if your carry is TPing, he does not TP back to the fountain anymore, but you're gonna just TP back to the middle, just due to the efficiency matter, the efficiency sake. So this is something that if you're a carry player, you can learn or two from. You know, he didn't TP back to the fountain like blindly. He TP back to the middle. It's a small thing, but it matters because if you're a 2K, 3K member, you never do that. I guarantee 100% you TP back to the fountain. But if you're 4K, 5K, 6K player, you will learn to TP back to like Shrine, TP back to the lane, like any of the towers alive. So we failed again. We failed to high ground push, and this is where I was being honest to my team, and I told them I don't know what to do. What do you guys think is the right play? What should we do? So we were keep talking. I think I was the only one talking. I don't know. I mean, Spectre is not. Excuse me. Spectre is scary, but I'm not sure if Juggernaut is scarier if we give him some place to farm even more. Because Juggernaut was about to level 20. I mean, he had level 10, but Quad was not level 20. So, yeah, we smoked in, thinking that Spectre does not have ultimates. This was a kind of lucky gank. But it worked. Bottom line, it worked and played out. But we decided to smoke in, saying that Spectre did not have ultimate and Warlock did not have ultimate, so we should overextend him. So this is something that you guys can keep in mind when you're playing against Spectre. If you find the room to play aggressive against Spectre, I think you should. That is how you get rewarded.
Double kill.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Captured in the flame.
I was paying the Rex.
are under attack.
Triple
More than
kill.
2 kills.
I was starting to really worry about this game, but Jonah got the kill of him. Ember bought back again.
Top barracks has fallen.
So even though he bought back, we got the Rex, and at this point I was okay if everybody dies. Because Spectre did not have buyback, he's dead for 90 seconds, and even if we all die, we got the Rex. So we got what you wanted at the first place. I was just praying that Juggernaut could do something else and try to survive, but he couldn't. So, Necrophos, let's see it play. Blinking all, Yoling, he doesn't have mana, well here's Majestic. So, I'm alive, right? I'm gonna get back. And I was pretty damn sure that he's dead, so I'm not gonna bother saving him. Just gonna collect a bunch of them. And Quap is not tipping, and I was a little surprised that he's still alive. So maybe I should help him, right? Smoke Cloud, Diffusal, Blinking, Ultimate. We got the kill.
Double kill.
And this fucking Necro is still alive. Okay, smoke screen. He's about to charge in, but he's still silenced. Another smoke screen. He cannot go anywhere else, so
Killing spree.
kill.
Impossible kill.
My talent tree is I got the HP regen, and I got the smoke screen cooldown talent level 15. This is just what I do. Okay. You guys can't do either one if that makes sense to you, but I think this is the superior talent tree over the other. Wow, I never got the chance to talk about my Meteor Hammer. Alright, so Meteor Hammer, if I get this item,
Dire's middle tower is
I can actually push the lane without revealing myself. That is huge, and it also helps me to siege the tower. And I also found that when I was playing Ricky, by getting the Meteor Hammer, I get a lot of stats, really good stats. And if the enemy team is not putting down like a bunch of Sentry One like everywhere, literally everywhere around the map, I usually get a chance to sneak in and cast the Meteor Hammer, and I have done some, and that made me win the game. So I think that makes sense. So
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm now diving into Spectre just to make him a little annoying. So my ultimate is not really to kill anyone, but this time I want to survive as much as I can, put down a lot of smoke screen before I die. I will eventually die. I will eventually die, but I was casting Diffusal Blade, smoke screen almost every time it is off cooldown, so you know, this is something that I think Riki is making play as the game goes on beyond minute 30. So my team is now just murdering everyone. But my logic when I'm playing Riki at this time around is, unless my anti-magician was something like Basher, you know, Nullifier, I don't really have to worry about killing anyone. I just blink in, place down my smoke screen, so throw all of your spells in, Diffusal Blade, smoke screen, and you just press ultimate, and the ultimate is done, just blinking again, and just another smoke screen. You're doing a lot, right? Even if you don't kill anyone, you're doing a lot. So when I was playing Riki, like literally for my first time in this patch, I was struggling to learn him because I was being a little too greedy about killing, but I think Riki should become an initiator, an aggressive initiator at some point of the game, and by doing that your team benefits a lot. So I don't know, this is how my Riki games I have been witnessing success in playing Riki in my bracket. You cannot be greedy in killing anyone with your ultimate to accept the trade, but rather just use it to be annoying to the team. Just make them scatter, and by just initiating in first, you give your team vision, and you know, just that is a huge advantage, right? If you make the enemy team use Force Staff, Glimmer Cape by popping your ultimate, that's a lot. I think that is a lot. So that's how I think, and this is how I play Riki. I hope you guys enjoy the game. And Neko is still talking about being salty about like how every one of our team was forcing him to buy Tango at the beginning of the game, because everybody was raging. I was rage-pinging him. I wasn't really raging, but this is something I did just to make things entertaining. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking Neko, why are you not buying Tango? Why are you not buying Healing Salve? What the fuck is this item? Because you had a null talisman and Fairy Fire, and that's something that I've never seen. So I didn't get it. But now that I'm watching the replay, it makes sense. He was really confident that by just getting all Fairy Fire and the Iron Branch, he can trade really well against Spectre and Warlock. So that's how he thinks, and if you can defend yourself like that, what can I do other than just agreeing with you? Maybe you're right? I think he is right. I think he did the right play. So even if he was even calculating that even if he dies, before he dies, he would end up using the Death Pulse about like 5 times. So that's gonna make the life of Spectre and Warlock very miserable. They would have run out of the region, and if he dies, he'll just go back to the fountain, maybe buy 1 Tango, and then come back to the lane. And now there's another hell coming on, right? But he didn't even buy Tango when he got back, when he had a chance to TP back from the fountain. He bought only 1 Healing Salve. So that's something that I couldn't really agree. If I were him, I would have bought at least 2 Mango. You know, it gives you like half Tango, and more Mangoes means more Death Pulse. So if I were him, I get it, your item build makes sense, but I think I would have thought about it. Fairing at least 1 Tango, fairing at least 1 Mango, just to survive in the lane. But I think he played great. I think he played really great this game, and this was his way of playing the laning stairs and Necro, and it's refreshing, right? Let's admit it. He played it. So that's something that that was one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this game a lot as Riki. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. 29 lasted. If there was no Super Breaker, I know that I would have played much greedier and, you know, just try to farm up in the lane. But judging from our lineup, I knew that I can't really farm in this game. I have to give everything to Necrophos, right? Because this guy, I win my games through him. My farming is good, my hitting the Diffusal Blade is good, but if I'm stealing any farm from Necrophos, it's gonna affect this game. So it also makes sense for me to roam as Potion 4 in this game. And again, it really depends on the matchup. If there was no Replica, if there was no Necrophos, maybe think about transitioning from Potion 4 to Potion 3. I don't know. It really depends on you. Dota these days is really crazy. You can literally do anything you want, and you're the one giving them the answer. There is no answer. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video. Goodbye.